Hello, I'm Priscilla, and this is Team 153's project proposal. Next slide, please. The first thing that we did once we became a team was to get to know one another and use the charter to establish how we would work together and the direction we wanted to go in. We did this by sharing our core values and aims, some of which are on the slideshow right now. So those core values and aims were things like dedication, perseverance, equality. Next slide, please. We also established the forms of communication and collaboration that we'd use, the main three being Zoom, WhatsApp, and Google Drive. After we did this, we discussed what we thought our individual strengths and weaknesses were and what we felt we would be able to contribute to the team. We did this so that we'd be able to decide which roles we felt each team member would be best suited to, the roles that we eventually chose being on the screen right now. Next slide, please. Once we had agreed on the internal logistics of the group and our roles, we turned our attention to the 3 industry briefs and discussed them in turn in order to decide which brief we as a group felt most confident and comfortable doing. And we ultimately chose the BT brief, looking at how technology can be used to encourage people to make changes to their lives in order to reduce their environmental impact and lead to a more sustainable life. Next slide, please. We chose this brief due to being aware of the different issues that we could look at with both environment and technology, and also the fact that the environment and climate change is a very prominent point in society at this present moment, with things like the environmental summits and things that are going on. So we thought it would be a very nice topic to discuss and see how we could create an outcome for. Next slide.
So now we'll take a bit of a look on our customers. For the age group, we decided to do whatever from 18 to 50 based on the last graph, because that's the people that are most likely to interact with the app, and they have to be, well, at least a bit tech savvy and tech oriented, since, well, our product is an app. We grouped the customers into 3 main groups. The green earth, meaning the people that are the most concerned about climate change, and it's a very important topic to them, and they're already actively changing their lives in order to reduce their emissions, for example, and stuff like that. On the other hand, there's the red earth, which means people who do not really care about climate change at all, and the topic is not really important to them. And, well, then there's the earth in the middle, which is just people in the middle who are concerned maybe a bit, but are probably not doing all that much, and, not thinking that much all about it. Next slide, please. This is just a bit more of a detailed descriptions for each of the groups that we have. The group division basically tells us how we're gonna advertise the app, and also how the app is gonna behave for the respective people belonging to those groups. For example, with the green group, the app should focus more on challenges and perhaps not so much on learning or saving money like in the other two groups. Next slide, please. This is just a sketch of the app, how it can look like. It's obviously very quick, but that's the main idea. Yeah. Next slide, please. And this is just a see, think, do framework. Obviously, since we have 3 customer bases, we would need 3 of those, but we don't really have the time for that. So we try to merge it into one, kind of. the C part of the framework would be that they would obviously see the advertisements either on their social media for the younger customers, or perhaps in the newspaper, or as an advertisement in the tube or the bus, or somewhere for maybe a bit of an older generation of customers. The thing would be to obviously gain the attention again with people who, for example, the ad algorithms finds a bit more climate concerned. It should gain the attention by showing them, there's people who are like you who you can connect to, and for the people who perhaps are not so much concerned, it should show them, well, you can save money by living a greener life, and that should really sort of apply to them. The do part, then obviously we want people to download the app, so that's the call for action, to do and download the app. And the care part, well, then for downloading the app, we provide the users with what they hopefully desire based on their respective groups. Next slide, please.
Okay, so within the See, Think, Do, Care framework, we have decided on a digital-oriented strategy fit for our audience. We will therefore have ads on social media like Instagram and Facebook, and additionally, we will be reaching out to Instagram and TikTok influencers who have developed an online following by advocating for climate justice and sustainability. So this will help us reach their audience, and will also help us in collaboration to the research for the content itself. We will also be creating a blog in which we will put some articles that will be also present in the app. So these can also come up when our target users are searching for information about climate change or sustainable habits. And while informative, they can also direct the people to our own app. And targeted display ads will be personalized. They will be either static on Instagram or video ads on YouTube. And the advertisement will depend on the online behavior of our potential users. We modeled our value proposition in the Jobs to be Done framework. So the job that our customers need to complete is to reduce their personal environmental impact. The pains that they want to resolve are the perceived high costs associated with living sustainably, environmental guilt, and the climate crisis. And the benefits that they're looking for are a cleaner conscience and a reduction in personal spending. So our solution would be to provide users with a personalized feed that includes sustainability-related information and encourages climate-friendly activities. Our pain resolvers are the call to action and information that are conveniently in the same place, so we cater to each user's interests. And the added benefits are a newfound sense of community from one's fellow users, as well as the adoption of a healthier lifestyle. So for example, a user would generate their personalized plan by selecting activities that they currently partake in, activities that they are interested in, and topics that they would be interested in learning about. Our algorithm would then generate the ideal feed with articles that users would like to read, challenges that they would be interested in joining, the option to interact with other users, either online or in person, as well as a point system that allows users to reclaim vouchers from other sustainable businesses.
So for our business plan, Greener Now aims to educate users about the climate change, the causes and the consequences on the planet, and provide solutions. The app will generate their revenue through partnerships through companies like TfL and supermarket chains. They'll want to be part of creating an economically friendly planet. Next slide, please. So this is our lean canvas. So for number one, so for our customer segments, it's going to be split into 3 categories. For the problem, our main problem is the issues around the lack of knowledge on climate change. And our unique value proposition is a user personalized algorithm, which presents information, recommendations, and solutions to users about climate change. And so the different channels that it's going to be advertised through social media streams such as Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, and it will also be endorsed through celebrities and influencers on these social medias. And for number 6 is the cost. So some costs which have to be considered is advertising, endorsement costs, product research and development, and our different revenue streams include partnerships with other sustainability apps, TfL, as well as supermarket chains. And for our key metrics, so we've got a user reward point system, which as your points kind of add up, you're going to be able to generate discounts from our partners such as the supermarket chains, the TfL, and for an unfair advantage, so due to BT being a well-established company, it has more resources than other startup companies may have. Next slide, please. So for MVP, so for example, for a user being a young person, they may want to do something about climate change, so they're less scared about their future. So this app will help educate users so they can make better informed environmental decisions. Next slide, please. And for another user, so they may want to read useful information that's trustworthy so that they're able to make better informed decisions and climate conscious decisions, so that in order to help save the planet. And for another user, they may want reminders, encouragements regarding chosen challenges so they can be consistently motivated to partake in these challenges so they can stay consistent with being eco-friendly, so to make an actual overall change in their life. Next slide, please. So for our product features, so we've got our artificial intelligent generated algorithm, which is going to provide videos, articles, and solutions based on users' preferences. And our main focus is going to be factual information and solutions, which are going to be presented to users. Next slide, please.
Okay, so all in all, we set out to generate a solution that involves the use of technology with the mission of encouraging sustainability in our users. The final product we proposed is similar to our initial ideas, showing that we worked well from the beginning while allowing brainstorming to refine our proposed research or proposed product. In terms of what went well, we have had a good team dynamic. We were open to ideas which were innovative. However, in the future, we could aim to improve our communication and our adherence to deadlines. Along this journey, we have developed our empathy as well as our multitasking, communication, and researching skills. We were Group 153. Thank you for your attention.